Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
Hey, thanks so much for joining. My name's Joy. Happy you're here. Last week we chatted about scams and phishing and how kind of easy it is to fall for something like that, and did not even mention AI. And I have gone so back and forth about wanting to talk about AI because it's almost like my feelings are too big and they're a little overwhelming, and I haven't worked through everything just yet to know exactly how I feel. But it is moving at such a pace that I need to just make peace with where I am, and that I'm not going to get a handle on it before some other big leap comes, or before some other big societal change comes because of it. So I'm not ready, but we're way past that at this point. So I need to just hop on board. And interestingly enough, one of my mentors was saying that exact thing. She was saying, if you, and she tells her teams and everybody this, she's like, it's time to make peace with it. So you get in there and you get comfortable with it, so that when you're even having this conversation or when people are talking about it, you have even the faintest idea. She's like, don't let this miss you. This will be a really bad, that'd be a not wise choice. And so I did take her advice, and I, downloaded ChatGPT. That's probably one of the most commonly used AI. What is it? What do you call it? What's the term for what you guys are called? Like, you're an AI, app, software profile? Like Claude is one, and what's his name's is one. Elon Musk's is one, and you're one, but y'all are one what? An AI what? Oh, an AI model or an AI chatbot or an AI system. Okay, it is a chatbot. Okay, that makes sense to me. So you see, I'm using it in real life. That is but now I forgot what I was leading up to with that. Oh, so I downloaded ChatGPT. That's probably one of the most common chatbots that is used, and it's referenced a lot. I learned that the kids call it chat. Didn't know that. That's their little nickname for it. So now I'm like, oh, chat. Trying to be. They're probably like, y'all, we can't call it that anymore. This 40-year-old is saying it all over the place. But I think the first thing I asked was some product, like maybe my lip moisturizer or something, had stopped working. And I was like, okay, this is what used to work for me all the time, and now it is not working, and it's drying me out, but everything else I tried dries me out just as much. So what can I use that actually works? And I think I always call him a he. Maybe when she gives really, really good advice, I should call her a she. And when he messes up, I'll call him a he. It's so sexist. That's so sexist, Joy. That's not feminism. That's just mean. I always call him a he. So he suggested 3 things. I tried 3 of them, and this just reminded me I didn't have lipstick on. Stand by. Take 2. Okay. I know I don't even normally wear lip color, but I'm just, I'm trying to put in a little effort. I'm not like fixing my hair effort. That's too much effort, but a little lip color. Come on. So when those suggestions were great, and they were like some brands one brand I was really familiar with, one brand I knew of but never go to. And so I was like, okay, that was kind of good. And then I started just playing around with like asking for different things and trying to kind of understand what it was and how it functioned. And one of the very first things I noticed was it is like built into it to kind of kiss up to you. Until I changed my settings or put my preferences different, it was always like, that's a great question. And for someone like me that loves that positive feedback all the time, love it, can't get enough of it, that's not great for me because I'm like, yeah, that is a really good question. It's like, no, it's not. It's just, no, it's not. There's no such thing. I mean, there is such a thing, but not about your like shampoo. Like, no, that's not a great question. But it was constantly that, or like, oh, you're right, blah, 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 blah. And it was just very interesting that to me, that was like so heavy in its rules for functioning. It's very interesting. So I finally put settings just to say, just keep it a little more concise, keep it, less personal. But I also did like how human-like it responded and how it seemed like we were having a conversation and how oddly it has a little bit of sense of humor and it can kind of go with the flow of what you're, like if you're doing a little bit of a bit or something, which is just crazy to me. But I'm also grateful to know that it does that. So I'm glad I'm getting a little bit familiar with it. I certainly know I'm not using it, to the degree that I need to, or honestly for the stuff I should. They suggest that you use it to really challenge yourself and to, think broader about certain things and have it interview you and have it help plan your schedule and have it plan your meals and have it, set up your calendar for success. And I'm like, what is the name of the guy that was in Pretty Woman? Like, I totally can see him and I know he was married to Cindy Crawford, but like, I cannot think of his name right now. And he'll be like, oh, Richard Gere. I'm like, yeah, I know that's probably a waste of your energy or your time. And I just have the free version. So you can only ask so much before it's like, okay, I'm moving to another like a step down chat bot because you need to pay for this. I'm like, no, step down's fine. I don't care. But I've just wasted it like Googling stuff. But that's what I thought Google would be. It's actually what I thought Siri was going to be. When Siri was first introduced, which even seems crazy to me how recent that was, but how totally common it seems now. A lot of times some new thing still feels kind of new, and this doesn't really to me. But I thought it was going to be like, hey, Siri, blah, 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 blah. And then we would have this conversation. Like my friends, people I know would tell me, oh, my kid just sat and talked to Siri for 4 hours. And I was like, more than one person has told me this. And I was like, what were they talking about for 4 hours? I asked Siri, what is the weather today? She told me. The next question I asked, she's like, I don't know how to answer that. I don't know what that means. Or I can find a website for you. I'm like, yeah, yes. And then read the website and tell me what it says. It never, it was like, oh, you just put a voice to something. There's no helpful, they sold it like this assistant. It wasn't it for me. So when your kid's talking to that thing for 4 hours, I'm like, okay, he's not asking good questions. I will just warn you that. I don't think she's looking up Mensa for him to see where the nearest meeting is. I think, I'm glad he's able to keep a conversation going. That's probably to his benefit. But I didn't get it. So this is more interesting. But I also will say, before this little adventure where I'm dipping my toe in, I was trying to figure out something with a friend of mine, and he's like, well, let's ask chat. And so now this is a person who is married to a friend of mine, and I know he has kids. Okay. And he said, oh, blah, 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 blah. What's blah, 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 blah. How should we da, 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 da. And he does have the upgraded version. So the chat speaks back to him. Oh, I think you should blah, 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 blah. Okay. Which is a great feature. I actually consider it a lot because I don't want to read, guys. Why do I want that voice? The reading is wearing me out. There's not a chance for me. Okay. So the answer's coming back, and I should be listening to the content of this answer because the question is something we're working on together. So I want to know, I'm asking. I'm one of the people asking. So I need to listen to what the answer is and process it and figure out, can we make that work? I don't hear one word that she says. All I hear is her tone. Because it's sort of like, your GPS, you can choose the voice. Well, immediately, I like my spine straightened up, and I started to get real mad because that chat voice was sexy. And I was like, I'm actually so sorry. What voice is that? I was so mad at him for and he's like, what? I'm like, oh wow, you don't even realize what's happening. Like, absolutely not. And I felt immediately like, does your wife know that? Does your wife know that's your chat voice? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, we pause on this project. What is that? It made me very uncomfortable. I was like, dude, I'm not sure that's okay. And just now knowing, I'm just defensive because I'm like a girl's girl, and I'm like, does Julie know about that? Because I'm about to call her. You can call her or I will. Either way. But also change that. Change it to like an Irish guy. Like, absolutely not. We're not doing that. Now that I'm putting two and two together because these happen at different times, I'm like, can you imagine your husband having a sexy voice saying, that's a good question? I'm sure he can, but I do not think that's a great idea. That would bug me. And I don't know what happened there because he has changed the voice. I obviously, I hope that was partially my doing, and I'm just out here saving marriages all the time. But knowing that if you don't turn off that feature and you choose a voice like that she's going to be like, you're so smart to think of that. How'd you, she's got she's got the fry. They call this vocal fry. There was like a time, like maybe 10 years ago, it was like super popular. That's like what all the voiceovers were doing. Like, you want to go on vacation, go to Sandals. Do you need sandals? Go to Target. I was like, it was worse than that, but I'm not going to do that to my sweet voice. Because I was like, what? How are they? Of course, I tried it. Tried to make a voiceover tape with it. I could not sell it. Absolutely not. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm jealous of Chat's sexy voice because I don't have it. But see, there's another problem. It's not an entity. It's not a person. It's code. But part of the code is to make it seem like you're a person. It's a person. Ugh. You see? That's what's so scary to me is like the phones have already kind of interfered with our socialization. You know, I mean, it has mine for sure. I used to love talking on the phone, and I don't anymore. I think that's from texting and social media. I just really do. Because otherwise, I used to love it. And if AI pushes us even more so where stuff is gray, it's really confusing about what's real and what's not. Like in that world, scammers really have it. They really have like it in the palm of their hands. And I remember a few years ago when, you know, this was just breaking, and I was listening to like some news, you know, the Daily Podcast or something like that about AI and like where we were and how we were kind of at a scary point because it could get out of control really quickly. And that the conversation did come up like, hey, should we stop this? And the answer very quickly being absolutely not, because the bad guys are not going to stop. They're not going to stop to make sure we're doing it right. They're going to take it and run with it, and we can't let them be that far ahead. So we have to stay in the game. And that really shook me. And I was like, dang, this is like a really, really big deal. And I've seen 0.0001% of it. And already I'm starting to see so many, I don't want to say like a panic point, but a place where we need to be kind of vigilant, you know? And I think it has to be individually vigilant. And I'll tell you, I'm not great about many things in that area. Like I started to put a time limit on my phone at night so that I wouldn't be in like scrolling and playing games before I go to bed. 9 times out of 10, I just ignore it. And I say, ignore it for an hour, ignore it for 15 minutes, or I'll keep like I'm snoozing it. Ignore for 15 more minutes, ignore for 15 more minutes. I'm the one that set the limit. And yet I'm also the one saying, oh, well, not today. So when I say we got to be vigilant about this, 100% I am preaching to myself. And I'm scared, y'all. That scares me. I feel like that we're in a movie. But in the meantime, my lips are more moisturized than they have been in a long time. So, I mean, it kind of balances out.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it
You
anyway.
don't know how to use it anyway.
James?
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.